Hello guys, thank you again for tuning into my channel. My name is Anthony and I do take this opportunity to welcome all of you. It's my pleasure to have you once again tune in, and I pray that even as you tune in today that this channel will be of benefit and this episode will add something of value and substance to your life. As we have been doing, we are focusing on a series that is just bringing out the different characters that a good leader should have. And in today's episode, I want to talk about the element of selflessness in leadership. Okay, so a good leader should be selfless. When I go back to the first video that I talked about the qualities of a good leader, I mentioned selfless. I think I did. And I also mentioned that leaders are born. Okay? I know that there's this whole thing about leadership and going to school and being trained on leadership. That is well and good, yes. You can go to school, you can get training on certain aspects of leadership that you can employ in your life, which is well and good. But a leader who is called to bring impact to a certain society or community, you are born a leader. There's a reason why I emphasized on being born a leader. It is the burden that God has given you as a person that informs the kind of leadership niche that you're going to chase after. Because each one of us is called to solve a different problem in society. The problem that you're called to solve in society or solve in society is informed by the problems that you see in your environments, in the places that you have been dwelling, and the places that you grew up. So it is the problem that you identify that causes you to have discomfort and warrants you to seek for a solution. Okay? So because it is an inward feeling, it is an inward urge and drive that pushes you to seek after this leadership thing. It means that your push is coming from the internal aspect of you. It's not an external thing that was forced on you. It is something that is built from within. It is something that is inborn. It is something that you probably don't even understand how it began. You just know that you woke up one day or you were born hating a certain thing. Let's say, like personally for me, I hate corruption. So I've always hated corruption. So I don't know why I hate it to that magnitude. I don't know why it appalls me, but it's just part of me. So I know that in one way or another, I always knew that my purpose is connected to correcting the errors and the ills in society. How I was going to do that, I don't know. In what capacity, I don't know. But I always knew it had something to do with correcting the crooked ways of society. So because this drive comes from within, then you do not have control over the level or degree that this thing pushes you to chase after or to pursue after that calling, because leadership is a calling. So once you identify that you have this calling, then it is something that when you start pursuing, you do not know where it will end at, because the drive is motivated from within you, and it being an internal propulsion from within you, it means that there are forces that are working within you that are pushing you to bring changes and reforms within the different places that you operate in as a person. And you'll find that the more of that thing is being perpetrated in a place, your desire to stand up and fight for the right thing also increases. So your urge to demonstrate your leadership capacity is highly connected to the level of that problem surfacing in the different places where you dwell in or where you interact with. Okay? So because of this phenomenon, it therefore makes this thing to push you in a way that you do not have the luxury not to pursue it. In some certain instances, it even denies you peace until you've solved a certain problem. You find some people suffering and you will not find peace until you've solved the problem. You see some people hungry, you will not find peace until you've bought them food. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, that you were just going about your business, then you see someone who's probably hungry, or an orphan, or maybe a street child, and you feel like your spirit is pushing you to go and buy food for this child, and you will not have peace until you do that thing. So that's the kind of drive that I'm talking about when I say leaders have a push from within to fulfill that calling of leadership. And because it is a thing that arises from within, it forces you to prioritize the well-being of others above your comfort. Okay? It does not mean that you will not have a normal, decent life, but you have a capacity that has been given to you that not many people can. You'll find that there are things in your life that you've gone through and you've survived, and not many people can say the same. You can even find that your life is made up of testimonies that other people within your same circles have succumbed to, but for some reason you keep on surviving. You keep on coming out on the other end victorious. No matter how much painful it is, no matter how much time it takes, you always find a way of surviving difficult moments. And when you notice this about yourself, it means God has called you in a special way and in a special capacity, that your protection comes from the divine, from God, from heaven. So you have a capacity to receive the problems of people, to receive the burdens of people, and be a solution to them. This will cause you to be selfless as a person. You will prioritize the well-being of others above yours, because for some funny reason, God has given you the capacity to handle all sorts of problems that a normal person cannot handle. Therefore, you are able to go through storms and come out of the other side. Yet, a normal person would go through that thing and break. So because you have this capacity, this fortitude that is imbued within you, you have the ability to go over and beyond to make sure that your role as a leader, okay, is fulfilled to the maximum. In that, when you have something to do, you can climb hills and mountains until that thing is done, because it is a burden that comes from within you that will not give you peace and rest until you have made sure that that thing is addressed. And once you do it, you do not feel the hardness of heart. God has ensured that your heart is softened and that you have the love and the passion for that thing, that you do not feel the hardness in helping others. In fact, you get a sense of satisfaction when you see that your efforts have helped another person become better. You have given another person some hope in life. You have made them smile. You have given them something to look forward to. So that action of elevating the mindset of a person, the demeanor of a person from hopelessness into joy and laughter and being hopeful is what gives you fulfillment in life. So for every person that you remove from the point of despair and you give them hope, it sort of adds fuel to your spirit and it drives you to become more and more sacrificial with your life. So it calls for selflessness. And this is one of the traits that actually shows you who a good leader is. Because with this understanding, you know that leadership is all about service and it is a calling and it is something that you're born with. So it is not something that you are forced upon or that it's forced upon you. As a lover of the Bible, there is a verse that God tells us that I will send you shepherds after my own heart. And we know that God loves his people. God's heart is for his people. So when he says, I will send you shepherd after my own heart, it means I'm going to send you people who will value you the way I value you. So a leader, ideally, or in a sense, is someone who is after God's heart. What gives you satisfaction and happiness or joy in your life is seeing other people being lifted, seeing other people succeed, seeing them prosper, seeing them transition from a place of hopelessness, despair, and sadness into a place of hopefulness, joy, and laughter. So if you are able to change the life of a person, it motivates you. It does something to your heart that no amount of money, no amount of material things can replace. It is an internal joy that gives you satisfaction each time you are able to help someone become better. You are able to help someone unstuck from whatever got them stuck. You're able to give someone clarity so that they can come out of whatever quagmire that has captured them. So if you find yourself finding fulfillment every time you help people find freedom, find expression, and find hope in life, then you're called to be a leader. And it also demands of us, when we are looking for leaders, we should look for leaders who have this feeling that inspires us, leaders who are selfless, leaders who have demonstrated that they can go over and above to help just a simple person find joy in life. Because leadership is more than just an office, leadership is a calling. Leadership values human beings, leadership values the human heart, and leadership is based primarily on healing the soul of a person so that the outward man or the physical man can be fully functional in the environment that you are creating as a good leader. So you as a leader need to be selfless and you need to prioritize the well-being of those that you lead. That's why I said it is a very hard calling. It's a very unrewarding calling because it takes a lot from you. It demands a lot from you. And sometimes you will not even get the applause for it. So you have to do it with or without the applause. And you have to be willing, regardless of whether people come to applaud you or not, when they tell you thank you or not, you must be willing to be a good leader and to go over and above just to make sure those that you lead, are in a good place. That is the truest mark of a leader who was born to lead. you have the stamp of selflessness stamped on your forehead. Yeah. So you value God's people the way He values them. You see God's people the way He sees them. When you look at people, you don't see their weaknesses and faults. You see their potential to become better, and you see the good in people. So that is a good leader. And that's where I'll stop it for today. I pray and I hope that this has helped someone out there. I pray that it actually inspires you to become one or to look for one. But always remember that a good leader always demonstrates selflessness when it comes to those that you are sent to lead. Okay? So thank you guys. Hope to see you for my next episode. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you again. Cheers.